Okay, welcome to our new unit. We are looking at the volume of cylinders, cones, and spheres. We're starting with probably the simplest one of cylinders. And if you were in class, then you learned that what we talked about, the base of a cylinder is a circle, right? And then what we think about, to think about the volume of this whole cylinder, we think about how many of these would stack up. So first we find the area of the base, and then we multiply it by how many would stack up by the height. So the easiest way to think about volume is simply that it is the base of a cylinder times height. And in this case, the base happens to be a circle. That's why we actually also have this formula, but let's go there in a second. So the base of a cylinder is a circle, and the area of a circle is pi r squared. That's how we find the area of a circle, right? And then if we stack a whole bunch of those circles all the way up, then what we do is we multiply that by the height. So we take that area of a circle, and we can replace the base with the area of a circle, and that's how we get this other formula, that the volume of a cylinder is also pi r squared times h, or pi r squared h. Okay? So again, all we have to do is find the volume of the area of the circle, multiply it by the height to get the volume of a cylinder. So, and you need to have this memorized, okay? So that's why I really care about you understanding where this formula is coming from. All right, so we're going to find the volume of this cylinder in terms of pi. In terms of pi means it's an exact answer, and you're going to leave pi in your answer. You're going to leave it written as pi. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to write the formula. V equals pi r squared times height. And then we're going to plug in what we know. V equals, well, that's still going to be pi. Well, r, the radius. Where's the radius? There it is, 4 centimeters. So that's pi times 4 squared times height. What's the height? 11 centimeters times 11. And now we just need to do the math on that. Volume equals pi times 4 squared is 16 times 11. And then we need to multiply out 16 times 11. Volume equals pi times 176. But there's two things wrong with this answer. We're not done for two reasons. One, we never refer to pi times something. We always refer to some amount times pi. And second, we don't have our units. So we're going to reverse these, and we'll have volume equals 176 pi centimeters. And there's our complete answer. Now, to find the volume of this to the nearest tenth, all we have to do is everything that we did to this point, and then we're going to replace pi. And if it doesn't specify what to replace it with, go with as far as you feel comfortable. Go with at least 3.14. So again, we've got volume equals 176 times pi, and now we're just going to replace pi. We'll also say volume is about 176 times 3.14. Remember, because this is not really pi, this is only an approximation. And then we're going to do the math. We'll go ahead and do that multiplication. There we go. We get 852.64. We're going to round to the nearest tenth. So that 6 stays a 6. It doesn't need to round up. Volume is about 852 point... Oh, look at me. I messed up. Haha. 852. Volume is about 852.6 centimeters. There we go. All right. So a word problem. A toddler swimming pool has a diameter of 5 feet and a height of 1.5 feet. How much water would it take to fill the pool? Round to the nearest tenth. So the first thing I'm always going to do is draw a picture. And, sorry, let me do that again. So the way you draw a picture of a cylinder is, I do the sides first, a circle on the top, a circle on the bottom. You could do the two circles first and then the sides. It doesn't matter. Some people like to, instead of doing a bottom like that where you can see through it, they like to do a dashed back. Same basic shape. All right, and so let's see, what information does it give us? It gives us a diameter of 5 feet. So I'm going to draw that. That's 5 feet from one side to the other, diameter, right? And a height of 1.5 feet. And are we ready to go? Well, what's our formula? Our formula is volume equals pi r squared times height. Oh, that doesn't use diameter, does it? It uses radius. So what we're going to do now is we're going to figure out our radius. Oh, that's easy enough. That's just going to be half of that 5, just going to be 2.5. And now we can write our equation and start plugging in our values. So there's our formula. Volume equals pi r squared h. Volume equals pi, still going to be pi. The radius is 2.5, so 2.5 squared. And the height is 1.5, so times 1.5. And now we just need to do the math. Volume equals pi times, oh, what's 2.5 squared? 2.5 times 2.5. 6.25. There you go. We can plug that in. 6.25 times, well, 1.5. Nothing's changing there, right? Okay. So volume equals pi times, well, 6.25 times 1.5. There you go, 9.375. Put that in, 9.375. Okay. But how does it want our answer to be? It wants it to be rounded to the nearest tenth. So we could say, so that means that we're going to plug in for pi 3.14 because we're going to round it to the nearest tenth. So volume equals, or is about 3.14. Notice how I changed from equals to about when I went from the symbol for pi to a rounded number. Okay, so let's multiply that out. This is going to be a while. Okay, 29.43, blah, blah, blah. I don't care anymore because it's just the nearest tenth. So 29.4. So volume is about 29.4 feet cubed. Or you could say cubic feet. But is this how we should answer? Look at this, all words. So it would take about 29.4 cubic feet, or feet cubed, of water. There we go. Now we have our answer. All right, see you in class.